and welcome to today's class of grade 4, and today we are in unit 5, the largest living bird, and we are going to talk about how often or how often, how do you say often or often? How often, both are correct. So we are going to talk about how often today in our class. Before getting into the lesson, let me share my daily routine, some few lines about my daily routine with you. I always wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning. I never get up late, and then after getting up, I usually brush my teeth. Then sometimes I take milk in the morning and sometimes I take tea. And then after I often go for morning walk. So this is my daily routine of morning. Is it the same with you? Do you follow the same routine? Maybe, right? You may have similar or different than mine. But did you notice what sorts of word did I use when I share my routine with you? Can you tell me? Yes, what I wanted to focus over here is always, the word always. I always get up at 6 a.m. in the morning. I never wake up late. Never, the word never. Those words I wanted to focus. These are called time adverbs. Okay? So here, look at here in the slide. Our language focus for today. Sometimes, always, never, usually, often. So we are going to use these words today. So once again, let me repeat. Look at here. How often, okay? Or how often, let me paste it on the board. This one over here, how often. And what are the words? What did we talk about in the beginning? Yes. Okay, so meaning of how often is frequency of action. What in which frequency, how many times, कति पटक गर्छौं कति गर्छौं कुनै पनि action. So we do many activities in a day, right? Many activities like brushing, combing. After we wake up, we do many things. Throughout the day, we have many list of activities to do. हामी धेरै कुराहरू गर्छौं. And how often we do that? कति गर्छौं? So that is frequency of action is how often. And then those frequencies, to talk about those frequencies, we are using some time adverbs, okay? So they are, look at here, yes, always, here's the word, always, okay? Always, we have word always, okay, let me pass this side, always, can you see? Okay, always. Now, what is there? Let's see next. Every day. Next word is every day, right? Okay, we talk about every day. Okay, let me pass it over here. Can you see it? Always, every day. What is the next word? Let's see. Usually. Yes, I have got the card of usually over here. Usually. Okay, so let me paste it over here. Usually. Okay. Some more words are there. What are these? Let's see. Sometimes. Sometimes I like to listen, oh, religious song in the morning. Sometimes, okay, not daily, not every day. Sometimes I listen some spiritual or religious songs in the morning. So this is sometimes. Here one more word is left, and that is tantarang. What is this? Never. Yes, never is negative. Always, every day, they are 100%, we do it. Never, we do not do 0%, right? We do not do it at all. So, never. I never get up late. Never do. The action, we never do. Okay, no frequency of the action over here in never. So, the word never. I hope you can see all these words. Let me repeat these words once again. Always, every day, usually, sometimes, never. These all are adverbs, time adverbs, to talk about how often. How often mean? Frequency of action. Okay, frequency of action. Okay, to talk about this frequency of action, I have brought plenty of stuffs today. So I have brought many things over here. Look at here, okay? So here are many things in my tray, magic tray. Okay, so let's see what is there in my magic tray today. Okay, are you ready? All right, what is this? Okay, this is a brush, toothbrush, right? Toothbrush. And then I have got over here, okay, what is this? This is the one we use very frequently, always, we always use. What is this? Sanitizer, okay, sanitizer. And then I have a car. It looks like it's a toy car, but I have brought this to talk about, to represent the real car, okay? To represent the real car, to talk about real car, not about this toy car. This is a car. How often do I use this car? How often do you use car? Okay, to talk about that. And then I have got mobile phone. I have mobile phone over here. And then I have many other things. Okay, what is this? Do you want to look? What is inside? What is there inside? Yes. Okay, here is these goggles. Sun goggles, or you can say sunglasses. Okay, so like that, I have plenty of things in my basket today. So let's talk about these things. How often do I use it, or do you use it? How often do you use these things in your daily life or in my daily life? Let's talk. Let me tell you. Okay, the one I showed you first thing is toothbrush. This is not mine, just to represent the brush. But yes, how often, let me ask you, how often do you use brush? How often? If you ask me, let me tell you, I always use brush. I always use toothbrush to brush my teeth. I always use brush. Yes, do not forget. I always use toothbrush to brush my teeth, to clean my teeth. This way, right? Okay. So let me put these things next. What is this? Can you recognize? You must have. You must have recognized what is this. What do you do with this? Combing hair, right? To comb hair. How often do you use comb? How often do you use comb? If you ask me, I always Or let me tell you every day. I use comb every day. I use comb every day. Do you use? You should use it. Okay? You should use comb every day to comb your hair. Every day. Okay? So next. Okay. Goggles. Yes? Glasses. So how often, let me ask you a question again. How often do you use sunglasses? Do you have? Maybe, right? Okay, so how often do you use it? If you ask me, I usually use sunglasses. I usually use sunglasses in the sun. Okay, so when I go out in sunny day outside, I usually use sunglasses. You should also use it, right? I usually use sunglasses. And then I have variety of things over here. Okay, mobile. I always use mobile. I always use mobile. So what about then sometimes? Okay, what do I use sometimes? Okay, here, colors, right? Can you recognize this? This is crayons, colors. Do you use it? Then if you use it, how often do you use it? How often? You might use it always or every day, but I only use it sometimes. I sometimes use crayon colors. Okay, so this is sometimes only. I use only sometimes. Then, okay, let's talk about this sanitizer. How often do you use sanitizer to clean your hand, right? So it kills germs. How often do you use it? How often should we use it? We always use it, or we can say every day. We use sanitizer every day, or we can say we always use sanitizer, right? Okay, that's good. Now let's talk about something never. Something never, okay? Don't I use never? Okay, I have got, what is this? Okay, we smell and good smell is there. What is this? Yes, this is perfume. Perfume, okay? Scent, pleasant smell. It gives good smell, pleasant smell. But I don't like it, okay? I don't like it. So I never use perfume. I never use perfume. How often do you use it? How often do you use perfume? Do you use? You might not. Maybe your parents or maybe your brother, sister might use it, right? Your brother or sister might use it, or you may not use it, right? So I never use perfume. Did you get that? Okay, did you get that? So I have a bottle over here. Do you use it? How often do you use a water bottle? Maybe always. I use water bottle. I always use water bottle. I use water bottle every day, right? So what about this? I'm sure you use it every day. What is it? Yes, remote control. And this is what you use it every day, right? I'm sure about that. You use it every day. Okay. So I hope you are clear about all those stuffs. I have got one more. Clock. Okay. So how often do you use it? How often do you use clock? Okay. This is also we use every day. Is it sometimes? No, we use clock every day. So, okay, I hope you have learned these words, how we can use something we do every day, repeatedly, always, every day. They hold something we do 100%. Okay? धेरै गर्ने, सधैँ गर्ने कामहरू, we say always and every day. Okay? Actions, the works we do every day, always every day, सधैँ गर्ने कामहरू. Okay? And usually mean प्राय जसो. Okay? Less than these two. Little bit less than these two. Maybe 80%. यिनीहरूभन्दा अलिक कम गर्ने काम हामी गर्छौँ, but अलिक कम गर्ने काम is usually. And then कहिलेकाहीँ गर्ने, sometimes, कहिलेकाहीँ, maybe 50%. Okay? 50% sometimes गर्ने कामहरू, we say sometimes. Okay? I sometimes watch movie. I sometimes watch English movies. Sometimes. Okay? And never means 0%. Okay? Which we do not do at all. We do not do at all. That is never. Okay? Are you clear about it? I hope so. Now, let's go through our book. Okay, let's go through our book, and I have prepared slides on the basis of your course, okay, or your book. I have brought pictures and dialogues from your book. Let's go through that. Okay, this one we have already talked about these things. Okay, these stuffs we have already talked about, materials. Now let's move to next slide. Look, listen, and say. So in this section we will do look, listen and say. Okay, what is there? Let's see. Look at this picture. What can you see here, over here in this picture? Yes, we can see two people are looking at a lion. Where are they? In which place? It must be a zoo, since lion is inside the cage. You zoo nu parcha, right? So how can we ask question using how often about this picture? How can we ask question? Okay, here it is. How often do you go to zoo? Do you go to zoo every day? Obviously not. Then when? How often? कति जान्छौ त? कति चोटी जान्छौ? Sometimes. Okay, कहिलेकाहीँ, right? Sometimes we don't go zoo every day. We don't go zoo usually. Okay, usually we don't go. Sometimes only, right? To spend our holidays, weekends, we go to zoo for refreshments. So sometimes. How often do you go to zoo? Sometimes is the answer. Okay? So let's move to the next picture now. Are you ready? Okay, alright. Here is another picture. Look at a beautiful picture of a village. And in this picture, what can you see? Yes, a beautiful village house. And what else is there? Yes, in front of this, a little girl in school dress and a backpack, and then she is waving bye to somebody. Whom? Okay, maybe this man and woman, maybe her parents, and she is waving bye. So she is in school uniform. We can guess that she must be going to school, isn't it? Where do we go wearing school uniform? To school, obviously. So make a question using how often. How can we ask question? Yes, how often. Question starts with obviously how often do you go to school? How often do you go to school? Do you go to school sometimes? No, of course. We go to school every day, right? So answer should be every day. Okay. Now let's change the picture. Okay. Another picture. Look at this. What is this? What can you see in this picture? Let me know. What can you see in this picture? Yes, we can see three people. They are eating something. We can see cold drinks over here and a lunch box. And the scenery is maybe outside of, outside is not inside the home. Maybe some place far from the home. Oh, they must be in picnic, right? They must be in picnic. Now make a question using this picture. How can you make question using how often? Have you? Yes, quickly question came in your mind. I know that. And what is that? Kira, it's a question. How can we ask? Yes, we can ask how often do you go for picnic? How often do you go for picnic? How often? Do you go daily? Do you go every day? Not, right? So we go to picnic sometimes. Sometimes for refreshment we go to picnic with our friends, family, maybe from school with teachers, right? So sometimes we go to picnics. Only sometimes. Sometimes we go to picnic. Okay. Now let's move to next picture. Are you ready for that? Here it is. Oh, look at this. The action that I did in the beginning. What are they doing? Oh, this little boy is brushing teeth, right? And another boy is also holding a brush. Can we see brush? Or maybe reminding the boy to brush properly, right? So can you make question using how often again? Now it's easier, right? So we have been making question using how often. बनाउँदैछौँ अगाडिदेखि. So till now it is very easy to make questions using how often. So the question is, how often do you brush your teeth? I have already asked you. And the answer is, of course, we need to brush always. Okay? Whenever we talk about habit, brushing comes frequently. So this is because this is a very good habit. That's why this is repeatedly coming. Next. Okay, is here? Okay, again there is a picture. Oh, what is this girl doing? Dancing, right? This girl is dancing. Now make a question using how often. And another manage maybe asking question, posing like this, right? Posing, standing or posing, and this maybe asking question to the girl. यो मान्छेले चाहिँ यसलाई यो गर्ललाई चाहिँ सोधिरा होला के हाउ टु आस्क क्वेशन के सोधेको होला obviously how often do you dance how can we ask how often do you dance and the girl might answer never maybe your answer mine answer I also never dance okay so never or this girl might also answer sometimes okay now let's go through another activity okay look at this activity now so I suppose that you know how to ask question using how often and answer as well okay here answer in one word single word you can answer so have similar conversations about wash your clothes okay wash your clothes is a clue now you need to ask question about wash your clothes so how do you ask using how often it is already given over here a ask how often do you wash your clothes? How often do you wash your clothes? And B answers, sometimes. So similarly, you have to write such kind of conversations, dialogues, and you can practice this dialogue with your friends, maybe with your brothers, sisters as well, or family members as well. You can practice about how often to know about the frequency of the work you do at home. कति पटक गर्ने भन्ने कुरा कति गर्छौ भनेर you can ask with your brother, sister, your family members, your maybe mommy, daddy and all, right? You can go and ask how often do you do something. How often do you do something? Okay, like that, let's go through then other clues. So this is based on, this dialogue is based on wash your clothes. So what are other options? Let's see. Okay, are you ready? Okay. Here it is. Cut your nails. Okay, I'm going to write on the board. Cut your nails. This is a clue. Now we have to make question. Okay, we have to make question using how often. So how often? We need how often over here. So A, dialogue. This is dialogue. It means somebody speaks. A, just suppose the name. You can write your own name. Okay. Instead of A, you can write your own name. Now what do we need? How often? How often cut your nails? Right? Cut your nails. So how often do you? We add do you. How often do you? Now this same thing. Cut your nails. This is a question, so we put question mark at the end. Fine? We put question at the end. So this is the clue and this is the question we have to make in the dialogue. Cut your nails. How often do you cut your nails? Okay? So B should answer. B, or maybe you can write name of your friend, one of your friends, you can write name, or maybe some other person. So what should B should answer? Always. Do we cut nails always? Does it grow that much? Not so. Every day? Does it grow every day? No. Usually? Okay. So we cut sometimes, right? Maybe usually or sometimes, between that. Never, we never cut nails? We can't say that, right? We have to cut our nails. That's why usually or sometimes. Okay, sometimes. Sometimes. Or you can say usually as well. Usually, I usually cut my nails. So instead of sometimes, you can also use, what can you use? You can also use usually. Okay, U capital, usually. Usually, okay. So next, what is the next option over there? Let's see. Okay, comb your hair. Comb your hair. Like that, like this dialogue, you can make dialogue of comb your hair. So A says, how often do you comb your hair? So combing hair should be always, right? Combing hair should be always. So you can use always. Like that, what is there? Polish your shoes. How often do you polish your shoes? Similarly, you construct dialogue and practice as well, orally. Okay, orally you can practice. Next, drink coffee. Do you drink? You may not be. Coffee khaन्छौ? May not be. So you can say never. Do you drink coffee? Never. Last one. Listen to English songs. How often do you listen English songs? Do you listen? Sometimes, right? Sometimes I listen to English songs sometimes. Next, now let's enjoy a chant. There's a chant in your book. Okay, let's sing. Will you sing with me? There's a picture as well. Okay, let's sing this song. Do you know anyone? Do you know anyone who always feels shy? Do you know anyone? Do you know anyone who always feels shy? If you push him, he never says why. If you beat him, he often makes you cry. Once again, okay? If you push him, he never says why. If you beat him, he often makes you cry. He often makes you cry. Yay! Okay, this is the chant. So here in this chant, as you can see with the word like often, and you can see here always. Okay, this chant is here to tell you about these words. Okay, to make you learn about these words. Now, next thing we have a table. Look at this table. I'm going to paste this table on the board. Okay, so here it is. Fine. Can you see this table? Okay. So we have this table. You have to make as many sentences as possible from this table. Let me give you examples. Okay, like we. So here is the word we have to use. We often. Okay, we often sit on what can be chairs. Like we often sit on chairs, or maybe we sometimes eat fish. We sometimes eat fish, or maybe other ordering. अरू पनि हुन सक्छ. Okay, so you can make sentences like this. People always sit on chairs, or people always eat fish. It could be like this. The sentence should be meaningful. Meaningful hunu paryo. We can make many sentences from here. Children always eat chocolates, right? Children always eat chocolates. Dogs. What can be with dogs? Dogs never sit on chairs. Maybe. Or dogs always sit on grass. Or maybe dogs always play with dolls. Do they? They don't. So that is not sensible. Sensible bhaina bhane nabanaउने, मिलेको मात्रै बनाउने. Okay? So this is about table. Make as many sentences as possible. Then let's see what is there. Next activity. Okay, the final activity is fun with writing. We have one more activity that is called fun with writing. To do this activity, first of all, you should answer this question. Okay, what do you sometimes do? What do you do sometimes? Sometimes I listen to songs. Sometimes I listen to songs. Okay, you can write that. What do you do? What do you always do? What do you do always? I always wake up at 6, as I told you. What do you do every day? I go to school every day. What do you never do? What do you never do? I never become late at school, or I never wake up late. So any actions you can list out first of all. So list out those actions first of all, activities that you do sometimes, always, every day, and never. After making a list, you have to write that into paragraph. Okay, you can start with I sometimes, or maybe you can start with I always. Okay, like I always wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning. Then I sometimes go for jogging. I sometimes go for jogging to stay healthy. After that, I come back home and drink tea every day. And I never do lazy walks. So like that, combining these all sentences, that becomes a paragraph, and you can do it as your homework. Can you do that? I hope you can do that and write these things in order. So when you write these things in order, it can be jumbled, है तल माथि भए पनि no problem, but you can create a paragraph using sometimes, always, every day, and never, maybe usually as well. Okay, so using these adverbs, time adverbs, you can write a paragraph. I hope you enjoyed today's class, and this is the end of our class. Thank you all. Namaste.